that? It was a smooth transition. Show it you again. See it? I've been doing this instant transitions, or almost instant transitions, for a long time now. I don't know why it took me so long to just change it to be more smooth. I like this more. Hello everybody. Hello! Welcome back to the stream, everyone. My name is Razor, I'm the sleepiest wolf in the world, and today I'm hopefully finally going to finish Half-Life 2. I have been streaming this game for a while now. I thought I would finish it during the last session, but it took a little too long, so I had to leave it at when we're getting to like the very final part of the game. There's not that much game left. I have underestimated how much game there's left before, but I'm hoping to be done today. I'm sorry that this stream is a little early. I had to reschedule it on pretty short notice, so I'm sorry about that. It's actually starting 2 hours earlier than usual. The reason for that is that there's other stuff happening in my life that colliding with my regular stream time a little bit, so apologies for that. For those of you who unfortunately missed the stream, I hope you can catch it on. I hope you're watching this on YouTube later if you're missing the stream. If you don't have a chance to watch it now, it's gonna be on YouTube later, so it's gonna be available for public viewing. I have had like a bunch of technical issues with Restream, which I'm using to multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube, and I'm also specifically how it handles YouTube VODs, or how YouTube handles YouTube VODs that have been sent from Restream. They have appeared for like, I think like around 2 months now. They've been appearing in 30 FPS, even though the stream is in 60 FPS. Once the VOD is done processing, it changes to 30. It's really annoying. Apparently it was an issue or that people on Restream were already aware of, so they fixed it now. And it seems to be working. I'm a little bit like, I'm saying seems because I've I've had a bunch of issues. Spent a lot of time like troubleshooting stuff in order to get things to work and look and sound properly, you know? Well, look and sound is the same, but I'm hoping that it was going to stay in 60 frames per second once this hits YouTube and finishes processing. This week, huh? I don't make a habit out of talking much about real-world events on stream. I don't think that that is a... It's not something I want to talk about on stream, mostly, but I'm just gonna say that this week has been... it has felt like... It feels like the beginning of the week was yesterday, and it also feels like the beginning of the week was a year ago. You know, so much has happened, and it's putting a strain on a lot of people, I think, in the VTubing community, and in at least the people I talk to and spend time around. So I think it's understandable if we're all feeling a little mentally worn out right now, and I think that there are some real issues and problems in the world that we live in that we're going to have to step up and do better about taking care of, you know? But I also think it's okay to allow yourself to take a little break sometimes from the news, from social media, from like all the worrying. I think you have to kind of do that sometimes, so you have the energy to actually keep working towards a better future for yourself and for others. So that's kind of what I did. I took a break from social media a couple of days now before this stream, so if it became even that's sort of part of why the stream schedule change was so abrupt. Yeah. But it's Friday. I'm here now. I'm gonna start up the game, and I'm hoping that once I'm done with this game, the real world outside is not going to look like City 17. Let's hope. Let's hope that we're not quite there. I'll turn off the lo-fi girl. Also, this is something that happened before my my last stream, so this is not completely new, but I have changed to a new GPU now. I've changed to a new graphics card. So it's probably not going to notice any difference in Half-Life 2 because the game is 20 years old, but when it comes to other games, I should be able to stream some other games a little better than I previously have. And I think that's going to be really neat. When I was playing Alan Wake 2, I was using a PNG model because the game my computer couldn't handle streaming the game and using VTube Studio at the same time. But now, with this new GPU, I think it's going to be okay. So I'm planning on playing the Alan Wake 2 DLC, and I'm also planning on playing... There are 2 DLCs, both of which are out now, and I'm also planning on playing Silent Hill 2 Remake, and also maybe Helldivers 2, or Space Marine 2, or something else where I get to shoot a lot of sticky bugs. So I'm kind of in a sticky bug shooting mood. And we're all out of bugs in Half-Life 2. Spoiler alert, there's gonna be no more bugs here for us to shoot. Sound seems very low. What happened? Game volume is very low. I don't think I had it this low before. Okay, I'm gonna go into the game and then we're gonna check the audio. I don't know if I fiddled with some settings or something. So the last thing that happened is that Gordon managed to fight his way to the Citadel. Okay, that's pretty low. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna erase that for sure. I don't know why that is so low. I think I had it like here before. Okay, that's a little loud. Let's go in between. Something like here. I think that's pretty good. Let me know, as usual, if you think the audio is too low, too loud, too wrong, too something. Hoping that it's gonna be okay. So this is the Citadel. We're finally here. Alex is in there. Eli is in there. Breen is in there. Lamar, probably not in there, but you never know. Ooh, okay. Hi, Headcrab. Bye, Headcrab. There are some buildings in the city where I live that kind of remind me of the Citadel. Because they look so out of place. You will have like buildings that are following a specific architectural style, and then there are a couple of buildings that just stand out in a specific like part of the city where I live. That look like they're like miniature versions of the Combine Citadel. So I do think they've done a good job in this game of really making the Citadel feel like it stands out, like it's really something alien, you know? Because it is. See if I can manage without falling and dying here. That would be kind of cool. Not sure what they're doing here. They're sterilizing. It's gotta be very clean before you use these little transport pods. And this is also kinda... the only way to progress is to climb into one of these. And if you climb into the ones that are going right, you get sterilized. And not in the way where you can't have kids, but... Well, you also can't have kids, but you also can't do anything more because you will be... Maybe disintegrated is the better word to use. Clong, 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 clong. So this is, we're putting ourselves in a very exposed position here. It is unfortunately the only way to progress. And, ooh, I'm gonna get motion sick. Do you guys like roller coasters, by the way? I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I'm not a huge fan of roller coasters. They scare me a lot. I think the last time I went on a roller coaster was Damn, it was like 20 years ago. I get scared when I'm on a roller coaster. I like, you know, the idea of sort of going fast through things, but I like being in control. I guess if I was in control of the roller coaster, I would go a lot slower, though. Now we're getting a close-up on the stalkers. We heard some of the NPCs out in the city talk about, like, oh, they're never turning me into a stalker. That's kind of what they do to some of the people who resist. Some of the people who... some of the humans are turned into, like, soldiers, you know, Overwatch soldiers, Combine soldiers, which are, you know, augmented humans. And some of them are turned to stalkers. And I think the Combine just use them for, like, simple labor, repairs and stuff like that, but they don't seem to have a lot of free will or anything. They're basically like lobotomized husks, as far as I can tell. But I'm not sure if the Overwatch soldiers are people who volunteer to be augmented, or if they're people who got selected to be augmented. I don't know. They make such distinct sounds when they're running. The clinking of their armor, or whatever it is. So all of the stuff that the Combine have, they seem to have like organic components. You can see that they are the gunships. Look like giant insects with mounted turbines. You know? So the Striders and the gunships all have like organic parts. Usually when you have aliens or some kind of sci-fi enemy in games that are like cybernetic, they usually look a little bit like humans, but with cybernetic implants. You know, I'm thinking the Strogg from Quake 2, I'm thinking the Borg in Star Trek, but here they look alien from the start, and then they have like mechanical stuff grafted on top of it, or integrated. Not even grafted on top, it's like very much integrated. So I don't know how much of how many of these creatures are grown, and how much of them are grown and how much of them are built, you know? Yeah, unfortunately we're not allowed to keep our weapons. Buy SMG, buy grenade, buy shotgun, buy pulse rifle, buy pistol, buy rocket launcher, buy crossbow, buy crowbar. But the gravity gun. You messed up, Combine! You messed up hard! Normally, remember how you can't use the gravity gun to pull living creatures? Most of the time? Well, that goes out of the window now. Say goodbye to the rules. And hello to the blue supercharged gravity gun.
This is Dr. Freeman.
Oh, this asshole.
At last. I wish I could say this was a pleasant surprise, but it's neither a surprise nor, as you will surely agree, very pleasant. Well, I am nothing if not pragmatic.
I have had enough of your TVs. I'm gonna stay consistent in destroying all the TVs that Breen are talking on. Bye! You'll notice also that the gravity gun destroys the weapons of everyone we fight, so we can't pick up a gun here. We don't really need to, honestly. And like, you can toss people into people, and everything you touch will die. Everything that the stuff you touches will die. I wonder what happens if you kill them with a grenade, though, if their weapons are still around.
Freeman, under other circumstances, I like to think we might have been able to work together in an atmosphere of mutual trust and respect.
Mutual trust and respect.
Judging from your brief tenure at Black Mesa while I was its administrator, you showed every promise of becoming a valuable and productive contributor to the scientific process. And yet, I'm not sure what spurred you to it. But there is really no place in this enterprise for a rogue physicist.
Do you think it could be your attempted genocide that spurred me to it, Breen? Do you think maybe it's possible that you trying to annihilate the human race, enslave and annihilate the human race, kind of led me to rethinking my desire to cooperate with you? Possibly? Maybe? Are we in the middle age yet? Welcome, Lorden! How are you doing? I'm just gonna adjust the chat window a little bit so I see your message a little better. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost done with Half-Life 2 now. How are you doing? How's your Friday? Let's see. I don't think there's anything else we do here. I'm gonna see if there's someplace I can charge up my suit and my health. Just got into work and waiting to start my shift. Ah, I see, I see. I'm starting, as you probably noticed, I'm starting this stream a little earlier than I usually do because I had some scheduling stuff that needed to be scheduled. Bye! This is kind of cool. Like, you can take this little energy sphere out and it disables the force field, and then you can put it back in and the force field turns back on. I think that's cool. I think that's a neat idea, or a neat concept. Now we can also charge our suit to 200. Extra suit. Extra gun, extra suit. Extra goodbye. Very well. Bye. I did notice. Thank you for noticing me notice. I have now noticed that you thanked me for noticing that you noticed. I also noticed that there's a loading screen, but it's very brief. Bye.
Your mentors are partly to blame. Of course, my disappointment in Eli Vance and Isaac Kleiner is far greater than my sorrow over your unfortunate choice of career.
Unfortunate choice of career path.
In a way, I suppose you could not have done otherwise. Who knows what seeds of iconoclasm they planted when you were young and gullible.
I'm still young and gullible. I haven't aged.
For the recent troubles, it is you alone who have chosen to act with such willful disregard for humanity's future.
Willful disregard for humanity's future. He's very angry that I'm preventing him from selling out humanity to evil alien overlords. He's very disappointed, you see. He does not understand my choice of career path. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There are a couple of guys up here. Can I reach them? I can! Unfortunately for them. Bye! Okay, let's charge up a little bit. Thank you. Hello, Oliver! Welcome, welcome. Are you winning? I kind of am. I got a blue gravity gun and I'm wrecking some people with it. How are you doing? Chung! 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 So we're waiting for the elevator if you're wondering why I'm just like hanging around here. Oh, that actually survived. Wow. Kind of impressive. So it is kind of tricky because in order to fight them, we really have to get pretty close and be like out of cover. So we are gonna take damage. It's like we're very powerful, but we're also kind of a glass. Well, I wouldn't say glass cannon because we have suit up to 100 or to 200 now. So, but you gotta get pretty close. You can't take cover and take pot shots. I never got into this series since it's old and I never had a PC back then. I see. I can still recommend it. I still think it holds up. It's obviously probably not going to be as impressive now as when the games first came out, but it's still good. Like this is one of the first-person shooters that I've played the most out of all the first-person shooters I've ever played. So I can still recommend it. And if you feel like the original Half-Life 1 is too old, there is a remake of Half-Life 1 called Black Mesa that I can strongly recommend. And this is Half-Life 2, so I did try Doom. Oh, that's older. That's another 10 10 years back compared to this one. Not compared to Half-Life 1, but compared to Half-Life 2. I have played the original Doom, but it was like very long ago. Like, not when it came out. I was too young then, but not that long after. I played it sometime like in the late 90s, I think. Played Halo on Xbox. I see. Okay, so you have played, like, I would argue that Half-Life is probably like up there with Halo and Doom as some of the very big influential first-person shooter franchises. Late 90s, you're that ancient? I am ancient. I am eternal. I am everlasting. My age is beyond reckoning. But I was a kid. I was a small child back then. Shoo! There we go. Are we done? Final floor? No, apparently not. It's stopping at every floor. Just to try to let the Combine on, but I'm not gonna... They're not allowed. This is my elevator, okay? You can find your own.
Tell me, Dr. Freeman, if you can. You have destroyed so much. What is it exactly that you have created? Can you name even one thing? I thought not.
I have created a destruction of your television set. So people don't have to listen to your boring speeches anymore. Bye! Time to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Yeah, I did actually play... oh, yeah, you played Duke Nukem. I did actually play Duke Nukem also very long ago. Also, like, late 90s, you know? I played Duke Nukem at a friend's house, and then I told my mom about it, and my mom got angry that I played such games. I told her that there's a scene where you can pay a stripper, give her $1 and she will show you her boobs. My mom got angry. Is this a remake? This is not this is not a remake. This is the original Half-Life 2. But it's not Half-Life 1, it's Half-Life 2. It came out in 2004. But the version I'm playing is the version on Steam. And it has gotten some minor graphical updates over the years. So it does look a little better than it did, in some ways, than it did in 2004. But for the most part, this is the original version. I need... Oh! Get disintegrated! Plop! I wonder why your mom got mad. Yeah, it was one of those things where, like, looking back at it, I should have been able to see that she would get mad. I should have been able to understand it. I could not foresee that. I didn't see that coming. Duke Nukem and Rise of the Triad were my favorite games back then. Ah, I see. Rise of the Triad I've never played, but I've heard of it.
And not as we have narrowly defined ourselves, but as something greater than we could ever imagine. Something we can now only begin to glimpse.
Yeah, dead is what we're gonna be. Does the gun cost anything? I don't see any ammo. This gun does not cost anything. Most of the guns in this game have ammo, but this is like an upgraded super gun that I get for like the final levels of the game, and it does not use any ammo. So this is like an overpowered final level gun type of deal. And you have this gun for most of the game, but this is like an upgraded version of it that you get for the final part. That is OP. It is OP, yeah. That's kind of the point. You get to the final part of the game, and it's like you get the most overpowered upgrade. Shit. Ooh. now we gotta kill this thing. And I have 45 health. No, I gotta put this down. Ooh! Oh! You can literally use the object as a shield? Yeah, you can. Oh, God. This is rough, though. These things are rough to fight. So this is, when this game came out in 2004, the gravity gun that I'm using now was like very revolutionary concept in that you can just pick up objects from the environments and use as shields or use as projectiles or use as like to make bridges or make ledges or solve puzzles, stuff like that. So that was like the big one of the big selling points of this game. And it's still fun to use. Like the game is 20 years old, but it's still very fun to use. That was stupid. Spyro, the one with the skating minigame. Oh, I see. I have barely played Spyro. I've only played it like a little bit. So I don't know which one has a skating minigame. So I need to hit this like a couple of times. Come on. Ah, no! Shit. Oh, I'm dead. How are you still alive? Oh, there we go, finally. Okay. Holy crap.
Look, Gordon. Look at what you are throwing away. Is it worth it?
For a future where no one has to listen to your boring speeches, I will do anything. Dr. Breen. Right, we finally can charge some health. Thank fucking God. There we go. Blurp. Unfortunately, now we have to climb into one of these pods again. What do you think of my new assistant, Cute Morning? Like, honest answer, she's pretty awesome. I really like the design. For those of you who don't know what Lorden is talking about, you should check out his one of his streams and you will understand. Oh, there's a stalker. Ooh. Unfortunately, there is laser. Oh no! Got caught on the speeding camera. This is such a cool, like, environment. I have no idea what this is, though. All these cables. Also, these creatures, I don't think we ever see them in the entire rest of the game. Or anywhere else in the franchise, so I don't know what they are. I'm gonna come back with something new next month, that's why I'm leaving my channel to her. I see, I see. I understand. Yeah, it's good to keep renewing sometimes. Sometimes you gotta try something fresh. Now that I'm done with my PC upgrades, I am gonna look towards making a new model as well. But it's gonna be a long process, it's gonna take a while. For sure. Dark energy. Final chapter. Final chapter. And unfortunately, they're stealing my gun from me. Oh, hello, my second least favorite person in this game.
I'll take him from here. Don't struggle, it's no use. Until you're where he wants you, there's nothing you can do. I'm sorry, Gordon.
Final, last, ultimate chapter, the prologue.
Gas giants, inhabited by vast meteorological intelligences, worlds stretched thin across the membranes where the dimensions intersect. Impossible to describe with our limited vocabulary.
What I've seen is also beyond words, Breen. Genocide. Indescribable evil. Good God.
Well, if it isn't Gordon Freeman at last. What's this? I'll put it over there.
He's given the coolest toy in the universe, and he's like, oh, just put it over there.
First you lead me straight to the doorstep of my oldest friend, and then you deliver yourself? If I'd known you were going to come straight up to my office, I wouldn't have bothered hunting you in the first place. Having both of you in my keeping ensures I can dictate the terms of any bargain I care to make with the Combine.
Dr. Breen.
Huh.
Wallace.
Yes, Judith, what is it?
The bargain we should be making is for Eli's life so he can continue his research.
Thanks to you, we have everything we need in that regard. You're more than qualified to finish his research yourself. What neither you nor I can do is convince that rabble in the streets to give up their senseless struggle. Yet Eli refuses to speak the words that would save them all.
Save them? For what?
Eli, if you won't do the right thing for the good of all people, maybe you'll do it for one of them.
She's been here the whole time.
Alex, honey.
Dad. Gordon?
God damn you, Breen, you let her go.
That's all up to you, my old friend. Will you let your stubborn short-sightedness doom the entire species, or will you give your child the chance your mother never had?
How dare you even mention her?
Alex, my dear, you
He
have
was
no
close to
mother's
slapping
eyes
her.
but your
Did you see
father's
that?
Stubborn nature.
You haven't seen a bit of it yet.
Really? Well, let's see how well it serves you on the far side of a Combine portal.
Go ahead, Breen. If that's the worst you can do, send us both through your portal.
Oh, it's hardly the worst. But you might find that hard to believe once you...
There's a Mossman in the background.
Necessary.
I agree. It's a total waste. Fortunately, the Resistance has shown it is willing to accept a new leader. And this one has proven to be a fine pawn for those who control him.
No.
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
How about it, Doug?
I have been listening to him too much already. I'm zoning out every time he talks. Don't worry.
Gordon would never make any kind of deal with you.
I understand if you don't wish to discuss this in front of your friends. I'll send them on their way, and then we can talk openly.
Don't struggle, honey.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
Alex, sweetheart.
Judith, what do you think you're doing?
We're doing what I could never do alone. We're stopping you.
Yes.
Guards, get in here.
You shouldn't have let it keep the zappy zappy.
They'll turn on you. Judith, Dr. Mossman, please.
I'm sorry, Wallace. You're all out of time.
He knows that she has the force. Yeah.
Hurry!
Also, you should probably not have left him with that.
You fool.
Watch out, he's gonna...
No.
Oh, he stumbles over it. Never seen that detail before.
Oh, no. Don't worry about me, honey.
There's no time, Alex. He's on his way to the portal. You'll need this.
Dr. Mossman, Judith, look after my father.
Don't you worry.
They're forgiving her very easily for being a traitor, I gotta say. But, you know, I'm glad she's on our side now.
Let's go.
My girl.
Let's get going. Can't let that guy get away.
Gordon, we haven't known each other very long, but I know you didn't have to do this. I had to rescue my father, but you... Well, thanks for coming after me. Hey, listen.
He doesn't even know how to properly carry it. Exactly.
The portal destination is untenable. Surely you can set the relay elsewhere. There's no way I can survive in that environment. A host body must be built. I can't
There
possibly...
he is.
Oh, all right. Damn it, if that's what it takes. Just hurry. He's right behind me. Oh, shit.
And then he just leaves the gun. He's such a loser. He sucks. I've talked about this before, that it's kind of interesting that the primary face of the villainous faction is just kind of a
I wonder where he's going.
like he's a face. He's not the brains, he's not the muscle, he's the face. He's there for PR reasons.
Oh my god. This is the Citadel's dark fusion reactor. It powers their tunneling entanglement device. We'll never have a chance like this again. We've got to stop Dr. Breen.
Yep.
I can't shut it down.
Source of all their power on
He's
Earth.
turned over control to the other side. You'll have to go into the core and do what you can.
I will.
Get in the elevator and I'll let you in. Don't forget to charge up your suit.
Thank you. I
Do
didn't
your
forget.
worst, Gordon. But be careful.
He makes me look like a James Bond villain in comparison. Yeah! For sure. And that's not me complaining about the game. I think it's genuinely fascinating that the villainous faction is very dangerous. But the face of it is just a PR guy.
Be out there. At the moment of synapse, as I teleport, this chamber will be bathed in deadly particles that have yet to be named by human science. Perhaps when I have the leisure to do the work myself, I'll name one of them after you. That way you won't be completely forgotten. When the singularity collapses, I will be far away from here, in another universe, as a matter of fact. You, on the other hand, will be destroyed in every way it is possible to be destroyed, and even in some which are essentially impossible.
Well, we'll see about that. Oh! I managed to destroy myself! Hello, Impaw! Welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
You can possibly hope to achieve apart from your own annihilation.
Isekai 101, don't stand in front of a light beam. Guess that's true. He is like, Breen is literally attempting to isekai himself. He's gonna teleport to another universe, and since he can't survive in that other universe, he's gonna be using a host body. So he's doing like, how I was reincarnated as an alien slug in another universe.
Great. Oh no, Breen started his ascent. Hurry, Gordon, before he escapes.
Not bad how we're doing today. Also just me, is there no game category? Oh wait, there's no game category. Huh, I thought I'd fix that. Thank you for the heads up. There, you are correct, there's no game category. That is annoying. There we go. I had set that before, but it disappeared when I started the stream for some reason. It's weird. Things are weird. Thank you. Betcha be a cute slug. Thank you, Comfy. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Glad to hear you're doing okay, Impaw. It's good to have you here. Also, unfortunately, it's probably not me who's going to be the slug, it's the villain who's going to be the slug, and I'm going to stop him so he doesn't get to be a cute slug. He doesn't deserve to be a cute slug. He deserves to fall from great height and splash against the... concrete. Comfy. Yeah. Maybe people don't know why we call Akaros Noctua comfy. When Akaros started streaming, this is also on the YouTube chat, by the way. So he's on YouTube. That's why. If no, how did that happen? I'm trying to talk to the chat at the same time. Okay, we're gonna do things from here. When Akaros started streaming, he called himself the Comfy Owl, and he still does, like as a sort of, I guess, subtitle to his name. So that's why we still call him Comfy. You can manipulate the teleporter, you can make his butt swap into his face. So he doesn't get to be a cute slug, he gets to be an ass face instead. Literal ass face. Here we go. Swing!
Great. Oh no, Green started his ascent. Hurry, Gordon.
You were dual streaming because I don't see Comfy here. I thought you were talking to yourself. Yeah, no, it's you can see it on the stream. You can see the YouTube chat as well, but it's I am dual streaming. That's hence the confusion. I'm just, yeah, when I'm alone I just talk as if Comfy is here. I just pretend that he's here sometimes.
I could have told you that was pointless, Dr. Freeman.
All your words are pointless. Just shut up.
Are you still with us, Dr. Freeman? Not for much longer, I think. If only you
Well, the game is
had
almost over, so
known
not for much longer, you're correct.
For a useful purpose.
Get him before he goes irrational. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. The portal is opening.
Aight. Unfortunately, things are coming through from the other side.
I hope you said your farewells.
Oh, and we don't have a rocket launcher now, so now we have to try to hit these things with these energy balls, and it's really hard. Nice, one down. There we go, second one down. Nice! First try. Oh, getting the shields up.
Go back, Freeman. You have no idea what you're
I have some idea, I played the game before.
don't know what you will unleash. You could bring down this whole Citadel. Think, man. Think of the people below.
That's the first sensible thing he said.
Come on, Gordon. We've got to get out of here. Maybe we still have...
Time, Dr. Freeman? Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived. You've done a great deal in a small time span. You've done so well, in fact, that I've received some interesting offers for your services. Ordinarily, I wouldn't contemplate them, but these are extraordinary times. Rather than offer you the illusion of free choice, I will take the liberty of choosing for you, if and when your time comes round again. I do apologize for what must seem to you an arbitrary imposition, Dr. Freeman. I trust it will all make sense to you in the course of... Well, I'm
Time?
really not at liberty to say.
Now he used up his quota of the word time. He's not allowed to say it anymore.
This is where I get off.
Also, hello, Alan Shepard. Welcome to the stream. And that's it. That's the game. And we never got a third game. Yeah. So that's Half-Life 2. I have a lot of things to say about it. I have obviously played it before, but I'm sorry, I'm just gonna lower the audio a little bit so we can have the credits going in the background without it being too loud. So how do you guys feel about this game? I'm sure most of you have played it, or at least heard of it. Half-Life 2 Electric Boogaloo. Then we get it higher. We did indeed get Half-Life Alyx. I have not played that yet. I have somehow managed to avoid most of the spoilers for it, so I'm looking forward to playing that at some point, but I don't have any VR stuff. So I am gonna look, now that my PC upgrades are done, maybe I should look to buying a pretty cheap VR headset, like a used one, so I can actually play Half-Life Alyx, but it's mostly for Half-Life Alyx I would be getting that. I guess it would be fun to try VR chat too. I've seen so many things about that game for years. So it would be fun to try out, you know? And there are some other VR games that I think I'm kind of interested in trying. VR chat with me. I mean, I would try it if I got a VR headset. I absolutely would. I want to see how tall you are in comparison. Isn't that like a setting? Can't you set that yourself? Do you have to? It's Twitter, but in first person. That does sound like you're giving me very opposite ends of the spectrum in how cool you make it sound. You should try out Entropy 01 and Entropy 02. I actually think I will. I've heard good things about them. I've heard really good things about those games, so I definitely think I will. I've also heard, I talked about this before, but I've heard rumors that I am that there's a Half-Life 3 on the way. Actually, kind of, really, finally, maybe. I'll believe it when I see it. Let's just put it that way. But before we get to that, before we get to Half-Life Alyx, before we get to Entropy 0, before we get to any of those, we still have Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2 to get through. There she is. Okay, let's set this to... Did I have my sound settings on? I think they were like this. No, not like that. There we go. Right. Just about as the protagonist swears in Entropy 0. I can live with some swear words. I don't think my clip went through, but sent in the DMs. Oh, I see. No, I think it's I think it was blocked because it's a link, and I don't have like an exception for clips. But thank you. I'm gonna check that out later. For sure. Here are my feelings about Half-Life 2. This is one of the games, one of the single-player games that I have played the most. I've played it the most times out of all of the first-person shooters and just single-player games in general that I played. I really, really like this game. I think that the combat is, and it's I don't think there's any one thing that it does the best out of all the games. It's just that it's the whole is like greater than the sum of its parts. I really like the environmental design. I really like the atmosphere. I think the combat is fun and solid. I think the the overall world building is solid. I think the characters are memorable. I think that the sound design, even though the graphics are kind of outdated by now, the sound design still really, I think, is really well done. The sounds from this game are iconic. Just you can pick any sound effect from this game and show it to someone, and people would immediately be able to tell where it's from if they've played the game. So I think just overall, this is a very well-made first-person shooter, and it was kind of, I guess it was kind of revolutionary for its time, but back when I played it the first time, I didn't really appreciate it for what it was. Because I wasn't like super impressed by it back then. The game had so much hype behind it, and it got such good review scores that I expected like even more for it when I played it the first time. But I played it. I mean, that does make sense. It's a really old game. Yeah, that's true. But I played it the first time shortly after it came out. I played this back in 2004 or 2005 or whatever, you know. And back then I was like, yeah, it's alright, but I'm not like super impressed by it. But then I just realized I just keep coming back to it over and over again, and I really enjoy it every time, you know? So it's like, it's one of those games that the first time I played it, I wasn't super impressed by it, but then I've kept getting back into it. It keeps pulling me back in, you know? So I'm kind of impressed by it now, you know? Just how much this game still, how fun it still is to play 20 years later. That was, for me, was fun because the Spanish version was made by England people. Counter-Strike First Offensive. Oh, okay, so it wasn't very well localized then, I guess. You know? So yeah, I really like this game. I will say, the one thing that I sort of, I think they could have done better, and this is gonna sound weird, is honestly the story. I like the characters, and I like the world building, but the overall plot, like what you're actually doing throughout the game, is a little thin. And I think it's that way on purpose. This game is very light on exposition. You're not told what's going on. No one sits down and explains the entire story to you, and you're not given mission objectives constantly. But I think there's a better middle ground to be struck, where it feels like you're more connected to the events of the world without being constantly fed objectives and constantly being led around by the nose, you know? And I feel like in this game, they don't quite hit the mark on that balance. I feel like there are times in this game when a character will give you a pretty vague objective, like, oh, go to this place. And then you will spend several hours trying to get there, and very little happens in terms of story. There's very little character development, there's very little like plot points happening. A lot of the storytelling in this game is based on environmental storytelling. Like, you're given small signs of what is happening. You can see, when you go to the beach, you can see that the sea levels have dropped very harshly, which sort of implies that the Combine have destroyed the sea, that they're sucking up all the seawater or something. And you can see some posters and some old newspaper clippings showing you what happened during the 7-Hour War and stuff like that. But it's not really, you're not always given a sense of urgency, I guess. And I'm not feeling the, I guess, like momentum of it all the time, if that makes sense. And I also feel like the characters are charming, you know? But the characters are almost a little too, I'm not sure if I would say too charming, but they seem kind of a little too like happy, if that makes sense. They seem kind of unconcerned at times with what is going on around them, you know? Alex is a really fun character. She's really cool. I really like her. But her primary concerns in this game are like, oh, I have to rescue my dad, and oh, I'm really annoyed by Dr. Mossman. And what is going on around them, whether they're the rebels and the struggle and humanity dying and so on, it feels like it's kind of in the background for these characters. Kleiner is mostly concerned about fighting Lamar. Barney's mostly like sort of like joking around and being like, oh, it's about that beer I owe you. And Eli is a little bit like, you know, he's kind of like a little more serious, but for the most part, these characters feel a little disconnected from the overall narrative for me. That is the one thing I will say that I miss from this game. I do think they do a better job with that later in the episodes, especially in Half-Life 2 Episode 2. I think they do a better job of making the world around you feel more connected to what you and the other main characters are doing. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I also kind of find, even though I do think he's kind of underdeveloped, I do think Breen is kind of a fascinating villain in that he's not the evil tyrant, he's not the one calling the shots, he's only the face of the evil invasion. He's there to sell the evil alien invasion to humanity so they don't start rebelling too soon. It's like you're here now play. Yeah, kinda. We might die, but the security of my dad-in-law uncle is more important than disable an evil corporation. Yeah, kind of a little bit. It just kind of feels like that sometimes. The figurehead. Yeah, he's the figurehead. He's the PR guy. He's the guy who stands in front of humanity and says, here's why it's a good thing that our evil alien overlords have prevented us from having children. You know? So I do find him to be a fascinating villain in that regard. Sorry, we can swap over to a different screen and I can turn some music on so we don't have to sit here in silence. There we go. Is that too loud? Is the music too loud? Lower it a smidgen. There we go. So yeah, I do think that this game is good. I don't think it's flawless, but I do keep coming back to it and I enjoy it every time. So I'm really glad it exists, and I really wish we get it Half-Life 3. It feels so silly to still be saying that after 20 years, but heck yeah. Oh, did I miss sorry, I missed the redeem. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Let's do a howl. Victory howl for completing Half-Life 2. Thank you for the redeem, Comfy. Thank you. Yeah. So do you guys have a... For those of you who have played... for those of you who have played the Half-Life games, do you guys have a favorite Half-Life game? I think I know what my favorite is, and it's a little... I've learned that this is apparently a controversial opinion for some, but I think actually Black Mesa is my favorite Half-Life game. For those of you who don't know, Black Mesa is the remake of Half-Life 1. It's also one of those games I keep coming back to and playing over and over again, because I really love it. Love the awkward silence. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oliver. I apologize for breaking the awkward silence. I have Crystal mod, that's my favorite. Oh yeah, it's Alex. Alex says Crystal. I understand. That makes sense. Just saving that? Yeah, I'm giving you guys some things to save and remember. Some interesting sounds and noises. Yeah. So what happens in the future for the stream? Well, next week, I don't have a schedule prepared yet for next week, but I am going to be streaming. I'm going to get back into streaming Age of Mythology. I am going to be streaming hopefully, if everything goes well, I will start streaming the Silent Hill 2 remake. And then I might get back into... I'm not sure yet if I'm going to get back into Darkwood, or if I'm going to continue playing Half-Life 2 with Half-Life 2 Episode 1, which is the next part. Like, the order I'm playing these games in, like, it's so dumb, because I'm playing... I was playing Black Mesa, and then Half-Life 2, and then Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and then I guess Half-Life Alyx, and then I guess Half-Life 3, if it's finally coming out. I heard that Hill is way too silent. I mean, that's good for Oliver likes awkward silences, so... Let's go there and be awkward together. Heck yeah. So, this has been a pretty short stream now. Unfortunately, I have some things I need to attend to. I'm getting a surprise visit from my dad, actually. And we're gonna go have dinner at a restaurant. So that's why I had to move the stream forward a bit and start earlier. And that's why I had to... Oops, sorry. That's why I had to... that's why the stream is gonna be rather short. But it fit really well because I didn't have that much stuff left in the game. as previously discussed. So I will post a new schedule for next week. It will probably come up on Sunday, and it will be on Blue Sky. You see my Blue Sky down there. And it will also be on YouTube. You see my YouTube down there as a community post. And then for those of you watching on YouTube, you can also follow me on Twitch if you want. For those of you watching on Twitch, you can also subscribe to me on YouTube, because then you get, you know, you can see all the stream VODs. You can see all of my previous parts of playing through Half-Life 2. Say subscribe. Yeah, and did it work? Did it do anything? Oh, we can't see that until later, right? Subscribe. Prenumerera. But yeah, if you are watching on YouTube, I would also super appreciate if you wanted to give the video a thumbs up. And also, like I said, subscribe if you want to get a... if you want to watch more stream VODs and some funny clips and edited moments and stuff like that. Sorry, you told me to give me my best YouTuber intro. That was my worst YouTuber intro. Don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that bell. smash the bell. That doesn't sound right. That sounds. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do with the bell. Ring the bell. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Smash your PC. Break it into pieces. Move out in the forest and live off the land under a rock. I forgot to follow on Blue Sky. Yeah, follow on Blue Sky. If you use Blue Sky. If you don't use Blue Sky, don't follow on Blue Sky, because that would be weird. Also, thank you for the headpads. Comfy. Thank you. Yeah, but that's about it for me. Like I said, all the previous parts of this playthrough, this is the 5th part of my Half-Life 2 playthrough, and it's all the other parts are available on YouTube already, so if you want to go back and watch that, then feel free. Starting to use mainly Blue Sky. That makes sense. I have been doing the same. I haven't used Twitter in a while, and I actually deleted my Twitter account like a couple of months ago, and I've been happier for it, to be honest. Yeah. There's a lot I could say about Twitter. Let's not do that now, because that would be another hour of stream. For those of you watching on YouTube, I am going to turn off the stream. So, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. And if you wanted to give the video a like, I would super appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, I would super appreciate it. And I hope you have a good time. Thank you guys, and good night. And for those of you watching on